Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now, as you know, me and Connor have already done one player for each Premier League club to sign. Today we're giving them one player each to sell. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with Arsenal. I've gone with Connor, Gabriel Jesus.
Yep, so have I.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're in agreement there. Only started 70 games in 3 years for the Gunners, and he's only scored double digits in one season, and that was 11 goals. Since then, he's scored 4 and 3. He's also missed 45 games just this season for injury.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He gets more and more injury prone as the years go on. He is on about 260k a week. For a guy with that type of output, as you just said, I mean, it's mental money. For what they're getting, it's nowhere near good enough. So for me, he had to be there for Arsenal, who they must sell. So
yeah, and they do need a striker, and I don't think Jesus is that striker.
Definitely not.
Right, on to Aston Villa. I actually forgot this man played for him. He's been that inconsistent. Leon Bailey.
It's a good shout, yeah.
Whenever I've watched him, he's shown like good pace and good dribbling, but the man has come to the Premier League and we've forgotten how to score goals. He's played 110 Premier League games for Aston Villa, and he's scored 16 goals. It's not great, considering what he was renowned for at Bayer Leverkusen when they signed him.
Yeah, that's fair. I went with Tyrone Mings. Yeah. I mean, he's 32 now. He's not getting any younger. I don't think he's been great since he's come back. I think he's been okay. I mean, he hasn't put really a foot wrong, but I feel like they need an upgrade there because Villa had quite a poor end to the season last season and, you know, wasn't matching the same heights they were in that Champions League season. So maybe I need an upgrade alongside Pau Torres in there. So, yeah, for me, Tyrone Mings for me.
Yeah. Right, on to Brentford. I've gone with Fabio Carvalho. One of the sort of talents that have just nosedive season after season. Went to Brentford to try and revive his career, and he hasn't done it. So for me, I think it's just time they just cut their losses and get rid of him.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I went with Christopher Aguirre, centre back. Yeah, played quite a lot last season, but he was nothing extraordinary. I feel like they need an upgrade in defence. Pinnock's not getting any younger. I think he's early 30s now as well. And I don't think Aguirre sets the world alight when he does play.
It's not a bad shout. On to Brighton.
Yep.
I actually forgot this man played for them. I've gone with Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah.
I mean, he was brilliant coming through when they signed him from Chelsea when he was a youngster. But he just barely features anymore. And when he's, available, he's injured. Yeah. So it's either he's not good enough or he's always injured.
I've seen his defensive numbers and they are shocking. He seems like he's more of a winger or an attacking player rather than a defender because he's not great defensively. I went with Evan Ferguson. Yeah. Obviously flopped at West Ham this season. Yeah. Hasn't been the player he's meant to be. And he definitely won't get over the likes of João Pedro, Rutter, Danny Welbeck. He's never going to get in them that slot. So for me, I think they should cash in, probably get about 15 million, 20 million for him because he's still young. He could still be a good player, but yeah, they've just got to cut their losses with Evan Ferguson.
If you're not getting over a 35-year-old injury-prone Danny Welbeck who just scored his first double-digit season, there's something wrong there.
Underrated, Danny Welbeck. That was a bit of slander there.
No, it's true though. Yeah, he hasn't scored double digits.
I like Danny Welbeck. He's a good player.
But anyway, on to Bournemouth. Yep. I've gone with Adam Smith, a bit of a veteran of the club. Yeah. Been there since 2014. But I just think the way this Bournemouth squad is going, it's time to get rid of the old guard, make room for the new one. Yeah. He's 34. His contract expires next year. I'll just say try and get a bit of money for him. Yeah. Invest in someone a bit younger.
That's fair. I went with David Brooks.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. Only started 9 times in the league last season. Was Bournemouth's second lowest rated player according to Match Rating as well.
It was always going to be a test the first pre-season back when I wasn't carrying so much weight and kind
I just don't think he's been the
fresh off the back of the treatment and stuff. So I think.
But I feel like if Bournemouth want to continue what they did last year, they need someone who's going to be more, getting more output basically. And football is cutthroat, for me, David Brooks.
Yep. Right, on to one of the first promoted teams in Burnley. Didn't really know their squad well, but this man's stats jumped out at me and not for good reasons. Okay. I've gone with Manuel Benson.
Okay, yeah, winger.
So he played 3 games in the whole of the Championship last season. He scored 1 goal. Yeah. That's not good enough output for the Championship, let alone the Premier League. And I also think Marcus Edwards was brought in to replace him. Yeah. Quote me if I'm wrong on that, but it just seems like it was. Yeah, that output is shocking. And considering the man's nearly 30 as well, sort of sums up where he is in his career, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. I went with Lyle Foster. Only got 2 goals in 17 starts for Burnley in the Championship. Hasn't been the same really after he had that mental health break. It's halfway through the Premier League season. He played really well in that season as well, but it hasn't really been the same. They need goals next season, especially. The defence seems like it'll be taking care of itself. It was really good in the Championship. Obviously not expecting the same levels, but the attack needs to be upgraded. Marcus Edwards is a good start.
It's quality start.
Yeah, but they need something else in there, I think. A quality striker. Sort of when they had Jay Rodriguez, like an experienced guy up top who can sort of lead the way. So, yeah, Lyle Foster's got to go for me.
Right, on to Chelsea. There's only one player for me. That's Robert Sanchez.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do not like this guy as a goalkeeper. I don't think he's good. And it says a lot that him and the Ipswich goalkeeper, Muric, had about the same errors leading to goals.
Yeah,
that sums up his ability level for me. He can't save a ball either. He's very flappy. I just don't like him. Can't kick a ball either.
Yeah.
Just get rid of him. Just get rid of him for 15p, let alone 15 million. I'm not even a Chelsea fan, but the man angers me.
Yeah, I can tell. I went with Raheem Sterling. Forced out by Maresca during last season. Went to Arsenal, stunk up the gaff. Awful performances. And for me, he's just got MLS written all over him. Do you know what I mean? That's all like Wilfred Zaha. He went to Charlotte FC. It just seems like he'd move out there because he is not a cutout for like a top league anymore. I don't think he's got that intensity that he used to have. That end product. It's a shame how far he's fallen considering how good he was at one point. But yeah, he's just not cut out for it anymore for me.
Yeah. Right, on to Crystal Palace.
Yep.
Matthias Franca.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, he was brought in when Hodgson was still in charge. This is how long it was.
Years ago.
3-4 years ago. Do not know where the geezer is. He could either be there or he could be back in Brazil. I don't know. But when I looked online and done some searching, he is still listed as a Crystal Palace player.
Okay.
And I thought, the way Glasner's been playing with him recently, could he integrate him back in the system? But from what I've seen online, quote me if I'm wrong, guys, but he's had no minutes.
Yeah.
Not a single start, not a single peep off the bench.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say to cut your losses, probably sending him back to Brazil.
I went with Czech Doucouré, the centre midfielder.
Okay, barely features.
Yeah. Only started 4 times this season. Signed him for 20 mil at the start of last season, and hasn't lived up to expectations. And you think the players in there, Adam Walton, Richards has just come into that midfield as well. Hughes, Jefferson Lerma, they all getting over him. Yeah. So there's no place for him in the squad at all. So I feel like they need to get rid and maybe strengthen somewhere else because they might lose a big player here or there. We don't know.
Yeah. All right. On to Everton next.
Yep.
I've gone with Nathan Patterson.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I mean, me and you spoke about it the other day. He doesn't get in over a 36-year-old Seamus Coleman and a 40-year-old Ashley Young, who's leaving.
Yeah.
So it just says a lot about what they think of him, really.
Yeah, and you think of the trajectory Everton are on now. Moyes has come in, the feel-good factors in there. Is Patterson good enough to start raising them up into the top 10? Not for me. Not for me at all. So.
A nice easy one there.
That's it, yeah, exactly.
Good when we agree.
Yeah.
Right, on to Fulham. I've gone with Adama Traore.
Ooh, I think that's harsh. I feel like he had a really good...
For me, this... And I hope you know what I mean. I think the novelty of him has worn off.
Okay.
The reason why is obviously, we know he's quick, we know he's strong, but that's about it. And, like what you said, if, Fulham want to get into the higher-ups, want to get into Europe, do you need a pace merchant right winger who can't finish?
Okay, alright, but I'm looking at his stats here, alright, I'm just going to counter it.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 goals, 7 assists in 18 starts. I think that's quite good. I know he's not the finisher that we thought he would be, but he does create. He's a danger off that bench, and I always like it when he does come on, he creates something. So, for me, bit harsh, but that's your opinion.
With what Fulham want to go towards next season, I think that is not the man they need on the right wing.
Yeah, fair enough. I went with Timothy Castagna.
Yeah.
Second worst average rated player in the Fulham squad this season. Doesn't contribute going forward and isn't great in defence. 0 goals and 1 assist in 17 starts. Tete will be 30 and will still be playing over him, but I feel like they needed a young fullback to replace Castagna because that right back department in general is getting old, and so they do need to revamp.
It's the problem, isn't it? It's getting too old.
Yeah, definitely. So
on to Leeds, next promoted team.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might have the same player.
Okay,
I've got your favourite goalkeeper of all time, Meslier.
Yeah, so
yeah, lovely. He cost Leeds a lot last season.
Honestly.
And he cost them a lot when they went down as well in the Premier League. And of course, when Allardyce came in that season, I think he was immediately dropped after the first game.
Yeah,
took charge.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing that made me laugh this season is you sent me a clip of his errors.
Yeah.
And I think you would definitely hate watching it.
Honestly, like I called it since day one, like, because everyone was saying like the potential he's got and all that, but in reality he's built like a flake. You know what I mean? Like he just is. Like, there's nothing of the guy, and any little error, that's it. The head drops, and you know what I mean. His performances go out the window. So yeah, as you said, nearly cost Leeds promotion this season as well. So yeah, he had to be in there for me. Yeah,
right. On to Liverpool now. I've gone with Kostas Tsimikas.
Yeah, I like him as well. Yeah.
It's just I don't want to see him be like a third choice left back. Obviously, Robertson's been linked with Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
But I think he'll stay there. Obviously, Kirkes seems more and more likely to join by the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think he can still do a job at a lower end Premier League club or like somewhere in Europe. Just, cash in, get money for a player you're not using. Just let him enjoy his football elsewhere.
Yeah, fair enough. I went with Darwin Núñez.
Yeah.
It was flopped for that 80 million transfer fee. Saudi are interested as well, so it might be the best time to cash in. But he's just not that top level striker that we all thought they were going to get, So it's a shame, but again, it's the type of player that I do like. He does cause a bit of chaos. He's funny to watch, to be honest. He's just a laugh.
I don't even think he knows what he's doing.
Nah, it's so uncoordinated, but it's just a laugh to watch. So yeah, Darwin Núñez for me.
Right, on to your club now, Man City. You might not have the same player as me, considering recent media fiascos. But I have got Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's losing his pace and his ability to defend. He's constantly losing his man at the back stick.
Yeah.
Clearly isn't up to the level anymore. Got chucked out on loan to AC Milan. Even the Milan fans hated him.
Yeah.
And this is, a club that needed a right back for a long time. He's 34, nearly 35 as well. I think he's older than that.
That's it. Yeah, he's probably around that mark. Yeah.
And he's just not good enough anymore. He's not Man City level anymore.
Nah.
So I just think it's time to move him on and get a replacement in, I think.
I mean, that Senegal game was a real wake-up call, I think. Yeah. He was awful in that game. I went with Jack Grealish. So he left out of the Club World Cup squad. Been injured far too much this season as well. Hasn't really been the same since the treble-winning season. So for me, he's on a huge amount of wages. He doesn't get the output that we thought he should. So, yeah, Jack Grealish for me. Yeah.
Right, on to your City rivals, Man United.
Yeah.
Can't put the old squad. So we have to pick one player. Yep. And for me, it was Rasmus Højlund.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Whenever I see anything online regarding Man United fans, the patience room's gone.
Yeah.
They're just like, why is he not performing? He's a young guy performing at a top level.
Yeah.
Why are we not getting output for him?
And the money they paid for him as well.
Exactly.
The fans will expect performances. Yeah.
So this was across a season, right? He was averaging 1.1 shots a game across the whole season.
That's mad. That's mad. I mean, the more you shoot, the more you score. You know what I mean? Like, and it seems like it's maybe a confidence issue. You don't know, but he's just not good enough. I went with Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's coming back on loan from Chelsea. I think they rejected a chance to actually get him permanently. So he's on a huge amount of wages. Not got the attitude to lift Man United out of this bad patch. Forced out by Ten Hag, forced out by Amorim now. It's not going to be any different this season.
He'll go back to Dortmund, do it again, get somewhere else and struggle. I think he'll just stay in Dortmund. Right, on to Newcastle.
Yep.
It's a bit harsh considering how he was for them before the money came in, but I've gone with Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
He's just not up to Premier League standard anymore. So it's a shame because I used to like Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
I remember him at Bournemouth. He'd always terrorise West Ham. I was like, you know what? Fair enough. But
he was an underrated striker, I think.
Very underrated. Yeah. But he's just a bit too old now. The legs are gone.
Yeah, but I went with Joe Willock. He was Newcastle's lowest rated player last season.
They paid big money for him as well.
I know, yeah. Hasn't hit the heights since his loan move back in 2021. Need to change the team. I think he can still do it in the Prem, but it's just
lower end.
Yeah, lower end, of course. But he doesn't get the game time he needs, obviously, because that midfield is ridiculous. So it's hard to get in that midfield, but. Yeah, he could definitely still do it in the Prem, so Joe Willock.
Right, on to Nottingham Forest. Jota Silva.
Yeah, same.
Yeah? I've got him the same.
Yeah, Jota Silva.
I don't know what that man does. No. I think he's literally just a placeholder so he can submit squads. That man is awful.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a game where he's taking it by the scruff of the neck. As you said, always off the bench. Never seen the man
start in my life.
Yeah, but I mean, he's Premier League player, isn't he? So he could get that 5 mil, 10 mil, maybe, but...
I think he'd probably go back to Portugal or something.
Yeah, or La Liga or something.
I just don't think he's Premier League standard, especially now they're going to be playing in Europe as well.
That's it, definitely, yeah.
Right, on to Spurs. Richarlison.
Okay, yeah, makes sense, yeah.
I mean, people say, his work rate's brilliant. Yeah, but he still runs about and offers nothing.
That's it. And he was injured for like 3/4 of last season.
They paid what, 50-60 mil for him?
I know.
He's awful on the left. He's awful up top.
Yeah.
He just runs about.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
It's the Darwin Núñez problem.
Yeah. Good work rate, but that work rate is actually producing nothing. Yeah. It's just, what's the point? It's just irrelevant.
He's a passion merchant.
Yeah.
I mean, just,
literally.
Yeah.
Passion only gets you so far.
Does a few fouls and, that's about it.
Yeah.
I went with Yves Bissouma.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Liability, mate.
Really?
Liability, yeah, he is.
He's very inconsistent.
He is awful. I don't rate him at all. 3 errors leading to a shot, 1 leading to a goal. 1 leading to a goal. 2 penalties committed last season. He just reminds you of a typical Spurs player who you've got a lead and he is going to be the man to throw it away. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be the guy to fuck it up. And he was so good at Brighton, but I feel like Spurs have infected him. You know what I mean? They've you know what I mean? Got that Spursy in him, and now he's just a bang average midfielder, and he could definitely still do it in the Prem. I think. I feel like he could do it at another team, but I feel like his levels dropped so much since going to Spurs. So for me, Bissouma.
Right, on to Sunderland. I've gone with. I don't know their squad, so I looked on their squad site.
Yep.
And I found a man called Ian Pervader.
So that's my
Ian
guy.
Pervader,
Yeah.
81 minutes across the whole Championship season. Do you know how long the Championship season is?
Yeah, I know. He hasn't scored a goal in 2 years. A professional goal in 2 years. Like, it's nuts.
So guess how many touches he took in the opposition box all season?
Surely like your 30s, your 40s, 50s maybe, I don't know.
Guess a lot lower than that.
God, 10.
4.
Jesus
across
Christ.
the whole Championship season.
That's
I don't know if it was injuries or whatnot, but either way, that is shocking.
Is he just allergic to the box or something?
He's a winger as well, so that's even worse.
Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, Sunderland need to get some attackers in if they're going to survive the season.
By the sounds of it, they definitely do.
Yeah, it's mental. Right, on to my club, West Ham.
Yep.
Konstantinos Mavropanos.
I'll let you have your rant.
Yeah. Ask any West Ham fan who they want to get rid of. They will say Konstantinos Mavropanos.
Yeah.
The man is like Bambi on ice. And he makes Bambi on ice look stable. Like, he can't defend, like 6'4", but he's not physical. He gets beaten in any way possible, on the floor, in the air, for strength. He's just so bad. And we've had some bad defenders in our day, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whenever I see him on the team sheet, with every West Ham fan in the country, and the world for that matter, my head's in my hands and I can't watch it going.
I went with Guido Rodriguez.
Again, another one, yeah.
Yeah, every time I sort of watch it, I feel like he's just too slow. He's a La Liga player, you know. He just doesn't suit it. And Lopetegui obviously brought him in. Another signing Lopetegui got wrong. Add it to the list. And, you know, I feel like he's just not a Prem player. He's a good player, obviously. There was interest from Barca before he went to West Ham. So there is obviously a good player there, but I haven't seen it in the Premier League. So for me, Guido Rodriguez.
Right, last but not least, Wolves. I've gone with Sasa Kalajic.
Okay, yeah.
Got some stats here.
Go on.
So, in the 3 seasons he's been at Wolves, I know he had that big injury.
Yeah, he was out for 9 months.
But he's only made 12 appearances in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He's scored only 2 goals across 3 seasons, and he's appeared in more losses than wins for the club.
There you go then.
And he's nearly 28, so, he should be, in his prime.
Yeah.
Banging in goal. I know Wolves aren't the most creative unit, but you think what Cunha's done... Strand Larsen as well. Yeah. He's just not up to the standard.
Yeah, that's fair. I went with Pablo Sarabia. Only started 9 times this season. He's 33 and he's on a reported 110k a week.
That's big for Wolves as
well.
Yeah,
exactly. So that money could definitely be used elsewhere. Obviously getting the Cunha money as well. Again, it's another squad that may need a big revamp. So yeah for me, Pablo Sarabia.
Yeah. There we have it, guys. That's our sell list for each Premier League club. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know who you'd sell down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll see you later, guys.